Most Italian pasta is gentle. This one fries. Spaghetti all'assassina cooks directly in the pan. It's built on contact, patience, and controlled heat. And because of that, the pasta is crunchy, saucy, and deeply caramelized. Every classical cooking technique is right out in the open. And if you're worried it's burning, then you're probably doing it right. Let's start off with the tomatoes. Sound good? Let's cook. For me, San Marzanos are key to making this dish sing. They're sweeter, less acidic, making them perfect for caramelizing. Since the pasta is smooth, running them through a food mill is the best option for keeping the tomato without the seeds. And in case you don't want to go this route, passata is not only the more classical ingredient, but it'll save you the step of pureeing them. Just like my mom and dad and grandparents always preach, nothing goes to waste. And there's a lot of good tomatoey goodness still in that can. While not traditional, I like shallots in the tomato sauce, so we're going to use them when making this alasina. They'll add to the sweetness in the end, so for me, they're a must. The key is that they're finely minced or grated so that they essentially meld right into the sauce. It may seem tedious, but little techniques like this go a long way into making meals worth remembering. Garlic is one of the key ingredients in my pomodoro, and it being the same cut as the shallots is essential. It's time to cook. Over low to medium heat and enough olive oil to coat the bottom of the pan, we're going to kickstart the shallots to start that gentle cooking process. The salt will help to draw out the moisture to better the technique. When they start to turn towards that lighter brown is when I put the brakes on. This only takes a few minutes until you can coast on low heat while occasionally stirring. We don't want a full caramelization, we just want the sweetness from the shallots. Then the garlic goes in and it cooks just until fragrant. It's time to add the tomatoes, along with a good season of salt, and of course the traditional fresh basil. The goal with the pomodoro is hot but not cooked down. We'll save that for the pasta. Don't go too far, because we'll give the occasional stir, and while doing so, be sure to notice while one hand is in the pot, the other is on your hip. We all do this, you just don't realize it. we'll stretch out our sauce with some hot water, which indeed is the classical way to make this recipe. While the sauce and water heat, we'll finish up some light prep. Smashed garlic cloves will release their maximum aroma and flavors. For the spice of this dish, a fresh chili like a fresno or a Calabrian pepper is where it's at. Maybe not too hot though, I'm still trying to up my game in this department. If fresh isn't an option, crushed red pepper flakes will get the job done. To finish off my pomodoro, I always add just a hint of balsamic. It gives it a touch more acidity and sweetness that'll complement the tomatoes and make the sauce richer. It'll change you. Try it out. Water goes in, and here we have what is known as tomato brodo, as I've heard it called before. Salting this a little heavy is key to seasoning the pasta as it's murdered in the pan. Speaking of spaghetti,
historically, spaghetti all'assassina wasn't about using premium pasta. It was about using what you had on hand and cooking it really aggressively in the pan. Today, though, the pasta does matter, and a thick bronze-cut spaghetti is what you want to use. It gives you more control, and that rough surface grips the oil and tomato brodo, and the higher protein keeps it from breaking down. And there are certainly plenty of brands that you can choose, Rumo, De Cecco, it's up to you. But any smooth pasta, which is steel cut and shiny, that just won't hold up in this pasta. But speaking of, it's go time.
But first, cast iron or carbon steel. The dish wants contact, not steam. Love this pan. Over medium heat, cover the bottom completely with olive oil. We call this perfuming the oil, and it only takes 1 to 2 minutes. Now, the spaghetti. Only 30 to 45 seconds will do. A flip, and then the same amount of cooking time on the other side. And if it smells like toast, you're right. This is building that delicious nutty-like flavor. This is when I add in the fresnos just to bloom it for 20 to 30 seconds. That's all it needs. Our toasted garlic goes back in, along with 2 to 3 ladles of our tomato brodo, and the heat bumps to medium high. Then simply do not touch a thing. This 1.5 to 2 minute technique is crucial to the caramelizing of the sauce into the pasta. And the smell alone will have you salivating. You'll immediately see the results as soon as you flip. And as I said in the beginning, if you're worried it's burning, you're doing it right. Beautiful. Continue with 2 to 3 more ladles of the broth when the pasta has absorbed all it can.
Now this process is essentially the same as making risotto, with a lot less stirring of course. You can expect the cooking time to be a bit more than what the pasta package recommends for al dente, so keep adding liquid and watch it soak up and caramelize simultaneously. And of course, feel free to give it a few stirs while it cooks. If it feels wrong, good, because this pasta exists because someone ignored the rules. Here's the story behind spaghetti all'assassina. This dish comes from Bari, the capital of Puglia in southern Italy. It's most often linked to a small restaurant called Al Sorso Preferito back in the late 1960s. Chef Enzo Francavilla pushed the pan hotter than usual, added chilies, let the pasta go further than comfort. When the customer tasted it, the spice in the char hit so hard, he called the chef an assassin. Time to finish this up. And if it needs salt, hit it. Still to this day, my favorite part about cooking is plating it up to get it just how I want it. And as Chef Flowers used to tell me, take the extra 10 seconds needed to make it beautiful.
Now from heat to something gentler. Sicilian-esque cookies. Simple, old world, meant to be shared. See you on that video. That crispy crunch, the sauce, little heat at the end. You're gonna kill for this pasta, legit.